Hello and welcome to my sermon March 29th of 2020. We are in a pandemic. Coronavirus is devastating our planet. Thousands and thousands of people are dying, lots of people suffering, and the entire planet is practically on lockdown. Now, I predicted in my second and fourth books on climate change that climate change would cause massive disease outbreaks. And lots of scientists are saying that this coronavirus is largely attributed to climate change. That is what created this virus and is making it go out of control. And that it is causing major havoc, just as disease has destroyed millions of acres of forests in Alaska. Now, we must all work as a people to try to stop the spread of this deadly virus. Some have actually tried to spread this disease by doing things like touching microphones of media after admitting to having the virus. Now is the time for social responsibility, good hygiene, and social distancing. God will not forgive those who spread this disease intentionally or through a dereliction of our common duty to protect our fellow citizens. That means good hygiene, washing your hands, using hand sanitizer, do not cough or sneeze on people, and stay 6 feet away. Stay even farther away if you can. We don't know if 6 feet is enough, so if you can stay farther away, do it. Romans chapter 13, verse 12. So then each of us will give an account of himself to God. Now, we must do the right thing during this pandemic. Spreading this pandemic is what is killing so many countless thousands of people right now. Times are hard for all of us, and make it even harder not being able to go to a coffee shop, a restaurant, a bar, a movie theater, not being able to shake a hand or give a hug. These are difficult times. We are facing a food shortage, as so many people stock up on food and so few are producing, preserving, and packaging it. People should try to get through this pandemic in style and act like you're on a staycation and enjoy all the free time. Read a book. My first book, Arctic Quest, is available for free on audio at www.chadkister.com. It's an incredibly good book for this situation. I backpacked 700 miles through the Arctic and lived off the land, mostly by myself. I met other people along the way. It was all by myself, pretty much. And my third book is a very inspiring book about a successful effort to protect the Ridges property in Athens, Ohio, owned by Ohio University. And it can inspire anyone to win any nonviolent campaign. The biggest campaign we should all be working on now is to get the government to admit to the brain implant that they put in me. My fourth book, Arctic Screaming, takes you on a ride by train and other means throughout North America and Alaska, and right to the front lines of the climate crises in the Arctic. It shows the horrors of climate change and how feedback loops are kicking in that we all need to know about, leaving a very, very dire future to come. My fifth book, which came out recently, is about the biggest scandal on the planet. Cuban Quest for Brain Implant Truth came out, sold on Amazon, and it is a read that I hope everyone makes to help educate you about this biggest crisis, this biggest scandal on the planet, and then call media and demand that they cover the story. And write a letter to the editor, call to talk radio programs. You can be your own media. I also think it is a good idea for those who can to start a garden to do so. Gardens can be done even in containers hung on outdoor walls, even in small areas. They can be grown indoors. In fact, now, before the frost, it's a good time to start things like tomatoes and peppers indoors. We need to make sure absolutely that there will be enough food, affordable food for all. No matter what, with basic economics of supply and demand, the more organic food that we have produced, the lower the cost can be. And of course, food can be preserved. Freeze-dried food can last 25 years. Canning is an incredible hobby, and the cans of the jars of food look so beautiful. And when I was in Nelsonville, Ohio Kroger's, they were out of tofu and potatoes. And chapter 6 verse 5 of Galatians, for each will have to bear his own load. Corinthians chapter 3 verse 8, he who plants and he who waters are one, and each will receive his wages according to his labor. Now is also a good time to educate children and educate everyone, that is, including yourself. You can see how the truth is so different from the lies of the media and the internet at websites like www.sacredspacechurch.net and brainimplant.info. Now, in the passage to remind people to also read the Bible during all this free time that we have, Psalm chapter 37 verse 4, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart.